Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we've been breaking out past couple of days, which is a beautiful thing. Also, breaking news, Bitcoin has now processed 36.6 trillion of transactions in 2023. That's more than double MasterCard plus Visa combined. And the bitty just getting started. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin open interest jumps 1.3 billion following the Fed's dovish minutes, as well as spot Ethereum ETFs record longest outflow streak amid drying up investments. Womp womp. We'll also be discussing Bitcoin Parabolic rally may start in Q4 of this year. According to this historical price data, I'll be breaking down for you here in today's show. We'll also be discussing the latest from the High Priest Max Kaiser, revealing epic Bitcoin prediction for El Salvador's president, as well as the latest with El Salvador announcing a Bitcoin certification program for 80,000 civil servants. I'm also going to be sharing with you the most comprehensive list of influencer Bitcoin price predictions, including Chamath P's $1 million prediction by 2025, Plan B's prediction, all the big dogs. This is the most comprehensive prediction list I've ever seen. I'm going to be sharing with you here today. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. But anyways, welcome everyone to the live stream. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash those likes and subscribe, then hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, 7 days a week, just like this. Today is pod episode number 1737. I'm your host, JV, and it is August 22nd, 2024. 22nd is a divine number. It's basically 1111 times 2. So there you go. Welcome everyone to the live stream. We got a lot to share, so let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. As you can see here on your screen, you can see Bitcoin up 1.4%-ish for the day, trading above 60,400. Yesterday, we did capture maybe 61.5, maybe even close to 62. It was a nice little pumpage, and we'll be discussing why the market's pumping right now here in a little bit. We also have Ether, Solana, XRP, and most of the major cryptos pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 2.14 trillion, so we're back on the climb. And the Bitcoin not dominance, but market cap is just shy of 1.2 trillion. So the Bitcoin's also back on the climb. The volume is roughly 70 billion, and we have Bitcoin dominance 55.8%. Look how low the Ether dominance is, 14.6%. Safe to say, I think that's the lowest the Ether dominance has been in the past couple of years. Not a good look. And also the ETF Ethereum outflows are pretty substantial. We're going to be discussing that here later as well. So yeah, past 24 hours, top gainers, Phantom, Floki, Render. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla, and in between stories, I'll be reading all your comments out loud. Again, this is a live and interactive show. I encourage everyone to visit cryptonewsalerts.net so you can interact with the fam. And checking out the crypto bubbles on the daily. Let's get a daily perspective. Virtually everything in the green, which is nice. Rough to say, roughly 95% of the market. And zooming out on the monthly, maybe 90% of the market bloodied up in the red, 10% in the green. And checking out the crypto green and Varia index. Today we're 39. And pretty interesting how this always plays out. Yesterday we hit a low of 26, which is one number above extreme fear. So it's fear, but virtually extreme fear. And we pumped, lo and behold, a couple of G's, and now we're back in fear, rated a 39. So there you have it, yo. Let me know where you feel the price action will likely take us for this beautiful month of August before we enter September. Next, let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for the broskies, Headline here reads, Bitcoin ripe for short squeeze as the bulls pressure 62 G's. Bitcoin price wall. That's right. And we're going to be pulling up some of the live charts here shortly. Stick around. Here you're looking at the 1 hour chart. Bitcoin took liquidity both up and down. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, BA, select, start. Contra, infinite men. Anyways, as you can see here in the 1 hour chart, TradingView shows volatile Bitcoin price moves within a narrow range over the past 24 hours. United States employment data revisions, along with the minutes of the Fed's latest meeting, helped spark a rally for the bitty the day prior. This was short-lived with a return to 59.5, helping liquidate the late longs before a fresh rebound to 61 Gs. The latest figures from CoinGlass puts the 24-hour crypto liquidations at $124 million. at this time, as per CoinGlass. It also showed the ask liquidity increasing above 62,000, turning the level into a key target for resistance/support flip. And analyzing the current status quo, we had popular trader Crypto noted that it had retested the area 5 times in the past 2 weeks, and the more it tested, the weaker it got. Logically, less efforts are needed to flip it after all of these tests. Flipping, it means 64,800 to 65 next. Send it. Let me know if you agree with that as the next logical target for the biddy, considering we're still above 60 Gs. So that's roughly 5,000 from where we're at, maybe 4 to 5,000. And while stuck in a narrow trading corridor, Bitcoin nonetheless inspires some hopes for a solid breakout based on market conditions. Senior analyst at firm K33 flagged rising open interest along with consistently low funding rates, potentially giving rise to the short squeeze. Quoting them here, market conditions are looking right for the short squeeze. Bitcoin perps notional open interest has jumped by 30,000 Bitcoin since August of 13th, with consistent negative funding rates. Average weekly funding rates have hit their deepest negative since March of 2023. As outlined here by K33. Now, further up, another key area for the price is the short-term hodler realized price, now centered at around 65 Gs, baby. Now, this refers to the average buy-in price of investors holding coins for up to 155 days, which is the short-term hodlers, right? Now, in the bull markets, the level traditionally acts as support, with the price last falling below it for a significant length of time in August of 2023. Quoting Crypto Quant, we can say that the 64-66 region is a strong resistance level for the biddy. When short-term hodlers start closing their losses and moving into profit, they will likely share their success stories. These stories have the potential to attract new investors to the Bitcoin. So there you go, yo. And before I pull up the live charts, here's some other breaking news. Bitcoin processed $36.6 trillion of transactions last year, 2023. That's more than double. Can I get a double? MasterCard and Visa combined. Take that, traditional payment rails. Bitcoin for the takeover. So Bitcoin is the takeover. You feel me? Now, as the Bitcoin historian points out, P. Rizzo, investor Dan Moorhead explained why he bought 30,000 Bitcoin for less than $100 each exactly 11 years ago. He says it is the first global currency since gold, and today he's a Bitcoin billionaire. Let that sink in, fam. Do you have an 11-year hodl strategy? Let me know. And quoting Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, he says Bitcoin increased 4x from the bottom in 2022 to now. Historically, 7 to 10x follows from here. What do you think Bitcoin will do in the next 12 months? Well, let's hypothetically say we 10x. That's $600,000 per coin as per the stock to flow model. What are your thoughts? Holla. Let's pull up some of the live charts for you guys. Welcome everyone on the stream. We're live and in the flesh right now. We're live on X. We're live on Rumble. We're live on YouTube. And here's the chart action, live and in the flesh, 60,500. As you can see on your screen, this is the 1 hour chart. There's a lot of targets here. I'm not going to read them all to you, but the most bullish one is 64,500. And again, what did the analyst just say? 65 is our next target. So I wouldn't be surprised if we continue ascending here, potentially even throughout the weekend, as sometimes we do pump on the weekends. Not always, but sometimes we do. And zooming out, we'll check out the 4 hour and we'll check out some of the broader perspectives. You can see on the 4 hour chart, we have a rising wedge formation, which is definitely bullish, but we also have a target sitting down at roughly 55,000. And then zooming out, we'll go to the daily chart. You should be able to see here on your screen. The daily chart shows us we do have a target sitting all the way down at 47.7. The current bottom of more locally is like, we did tap 49. We almost tapped 70. And then we dropped all the way to 49, and then we recovered to where we're currently at. So it's been a roller coaster, and I think the volatility will continue, especially at a time like this post-halving. So be prepared. And checking out the 1 week, you can see we got that beautiful cup and handle pattern above 125,000. I think this could potentially come into play in quarter 4. At least that's my prediction. Not financial advice. Everything shared on this show is opinion-based, as this entire stream is for entertainment purposes only. So keep that in mind, family. But zooming out on the monthly, we'll also get a broader look here. You can see on your screen. It's been sideways past few months. Green candle close, red, green, red, green. But let's see what we finish here. We got about another week left of August before we enter September. Traditionally, Septembers are usually pretty bullish. August are historically bearish, typically down 20% on the month. So we haven't been doing as bad as we could have been doing. June and July were very corrective as well, but August is kind of just boring, and let's see September we can start escalating as far as price action is concerned once again. But anyways, fam, there's the latest TA. But anyways, next story, we broke down all the TA. Now let's discuss this open interest. There's 1.3 billion worth of flows. Headline reads, Bitcoin open interest jumps 1.3 billion following the Fed's dovish minutes, which I believe is what made the market pump clearly yesterday. The Bitcoin futures traders added over $1 billion to open interest in the hours of the U.S. Fed release of its July meeting minutes, which some say further confirms a September rate cut. August 22nd, Bitcoin futures open interest climbed to almost 32 billion, an increase of 1.2 billion compared to the previous 12 hours. Open interest is the total number of derivative contracts that have not been settled, such as options or futures. An increase in open interest indicates greater confidence amongst traders in predicting the Bitcoin price direction, whether it be up or down. However, data shows the cohort is fairly split on whether Bitcoin's price will rise or fall. Over the past 12 hours, long traders held a slight advantage with 50% of the total future positions compared to 49% for shorts, according to CoinGlass. Bitcoin's price, as you know right now, is currently above 60,500. And 10x Research, head of research, Marcus Thielen, commented that the Fed's minutes makes a rate cut in September almost a certainty, quoting him here. A vast majority of the FOMC members supported a rate cut in September, while several members even considering a July cut as a plausible option. Now, quoting crypto analysts Psychedelic, Bitcoin looks like it's ready to break higher. The Fed minutes were released a few hours ago, which is a very dovish tone. And when interest rates drop, investors typically move away from safe assets like bonds and term deposits, turning instead to perceive riskier assets like Bitcoin, quoting another analyst. Prepare yourself for one of the most explosive Q4s in history. For the U.S. markets and Indian markets, we're getting close to Q4. That would officially be in October, November, December. Now, Powell's upcoming Friday speech, which is tomorrow, is expected to reinforce this dovish outlook, likely boosting risk assets like stocks and Bitcoin as monetary policy provides a favorable backdrop. So we have 65,000 in play. Let me know if you feel we'll likely hit that, family, potentially this weekend or next week. Holla. Next story. Let's discuss the ETF flows for Bitcoin have been pretty good recently, but the ETF outflows for Ethereum have been horrendous, and Ethereum continues to lose market share as the Ethereum dominance is dwindling. So let's actually break this down. US-based spot Ether ETFs have recorded 5 straight days of outflows, their longest period of continuous outflow since they launched on July of last month, which is ultimately 1 month ago when these babies launched. Most of the investments made by the recently approved 9-spot Ether ETFs have been overshadowed by the outflows from the Grayscale Ethereum Trust, which have exceeded $2.5 billion as of August 21st. Outflows from the Ether E have been daily, except August 12th, when the Grayscale Fund reported no net flows, according to Farside data, as you can see here, since the 15th to the 21st on that rectangle. As shown, the spot Ether ETFs had the longest streak of outflows, losing 92 million in 5 days. Ouch. And during the period, Grayscale's ETH reported 158 million in outflows. Comparable inflows from BlackRock's iShares Ethereum Trust, the Fidelity Ethereum Fund, and Bitwise helped reduce the damage. And in contrast, the Grayscale Ethereum Mini Trust has not reported any outflows since its launch and maintains positive flows of 232 milli. Now, ETH A also became the first spot Ether ETF to bring in $1 billion in net inflows August 20th, and in total net flows from the spot Ether ETFs currently stand at negative 458 million, precisely almost $500 million. Now, on the other hand, Bitcoin ETFs are attracting investments. So it's like the ETH ETFs are having the opposite effect of the Bitcoin ETFs. So spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US launched in January of 2024. They have net positive flows of $17.5 billion. Spot Bitcoin ETFs maintain a positive balance sheet despite the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, almost $20 billion worth of outflows. So yeah, Grayscale, not a good look when it comes to ETFs. Moreover, the spot Bitcoin ETFs have maintained positive flows for 8 out of the last 10 days, another good sign. And on August 20th, the Bitcoin ETFs saw aggregate inflows of 88 million, their highest for 2 weeks. according to Farside data. BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust led the pack with inflows of 55 million, bringing the total net inflow for the product since its launch of January to over $20.5 billion as BlackRock continues tokenizing and taking over the world like Pinky and the Brain in their prime. Y'all remember the Animaniacs? I can't be the only one that remembers Pinky and the Brain. What are we going to do today, Brain? Same thing we do every day, Pinky. We're going to take over the world. So yeah, let's discuss, we discussed the ETF flows. Now let's discuss a parabolic rally. Then we'll discuss the latest from Max Kaiser, what's popping in El Salvador, thy savior. And then we're going to dive into the most comprehensive list of influencer predictions I've ever seen, and I think it's going to blow your mind, and I can't wait to share it with you. I've never shared before, so stay tuned, and then we'll do our live Q&A. Make sure to repost the stream, spread the word, let people know we're live. Let's help orange pill the masses. That's why we're here. So yeah, next story reads, Bitcoin parabolic rally may start Q4, according to the historical price data. Data don't lie, yo. Bitcoin had a good start thus far this year, rising over 40%. Not too shabby. We're still up 40% year to date. This was fueled by a number of the positive fundamental factors, including the launch of the spot Bitcoin ETFs in the US and the halving event, which reduced the amount of the biddy awarded to the miners by 50%. And unlike the previous cycles, Bitcoin price hit a new all-time high before the halving for the first time in Bitcoin history, leading many analysts to predict a super cycle within the current halving year. Now, if a super cycle took place, yo, woohoo! Game on. More than 123 days have passed since the Bitcoin halving, which was April 19th, and the Bitcoin price is yet to surpass the pre-halving all-time high. Bitcoin is down 13% over the past month and 14% over the past 30 days. Keep it in mind, typically the month of August, we tend to see a 20% decline. Just note that. This has left market analysts debating whether the biddy will launch a rally during the fourth quarter 2024. I'm pretty confident we have a massive rally in Q4, so let me know your thoughts. Veteran trader and analyst Peter Brandt said that the current market cycle can soon be the longest in the post-halving history, adding that it could either indicate that the new all-time high will take longer to come, or it is not in the cards. This according to the old man analyst here. And FYI on the biddy, current bull market cycle, and I just give him a hard time because he blocked me for some reason on X years ago. So just FYI why I call him the old man. All good though. It's all fun. Current bull market cycle in Bitcoin will soon become the longest time and let me reiterate on that actually for a second. So yeah, as a person on X, I share predictions and I quote people all the time. And I don't know why an influencer would think that or perceive it as spam if I'm quoting you. Like, for example, let's say you're featured in a headline and it's something you said, and then I tag you because you said it. You would think the influencer would show you love like how Max Kaiser does to me. But some people, for whatever reason, if you tag them in a post, they don't like it and they perceive it as spam and they block you. And that's what Peter Brandt did. So I just want that on the record for you guys to know that. For whatever reason, is what it is. I don't hold nothing against them, but like you would think he'd repost it and be happy, but some people are just weird. Data from CoinGlass reveals the Bitcoin has always had positive returns in Q4 during the halving years, posting 58%, 168% gains in 2016 and 2020, respectively. Moreover, the Bitcoin price has posted positive returns in 8 of the 11 years between 2013 and 2023, with average gains of 88%. Numbers don't lie. Here are the quarters: quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4, and you can see the gains. And so from 2013, and I like the averages at the bottom. Look at that. So for quarter 1, the average is 56%. For quarter 2, the average is roughly 27%. For quarter 3, the average is let's round up to 6%. And for quarter 4, that's where the fireworks go, yo. 88%, almost 89%. So notice we're still in the third quarter, hence why we got some stagnant price action and we struggle at 60 G's. Just wait till October hits. Game on. So if history is any guide, there's a 73% chance that the biddy will rally in the fourth quarter. I like those odds. What about you? Now, CryptoQuant founder, CEO Ki Chang-Ju analyzed Bitcoin's price action during the 2020 halving and found that the rally began in Q4. And yes, I dare you to listen to my podcast on 2x speed, family. Just saying. That'd be kind of funny. In the last Bitcoin halving cycle, the bull rally began in Q4. The whales won't let Q4 be boring with the flat year-on-year performance. And according to Jew, Bitcoin's price is in an accumulation phase, suggesting it could possibly initiate a parabolic uptrend once it enters the last quarter, 2024. And data from TradingView shows Bitcoin's price action has formed a series of the higher lows on the daily chart, but remained below the 200-day exponential moving average over the last 7 days, as outlined right here in this chart. And the in and out of the money around price model by the into the block reveals that the Bitcoin faces relatively stiff resistance, as if it was the Stifler himself from American Pie in its recovery path compared to the support it enjoys on the downside. And yes, sometimes I got to entertain myself. This is how I do it, family. The 200-day EMA is at 59.4, and it found the close at 59.5 and 61.3 for that price range, where approximately 817,770 BTC was previously bought for about 1.51 million addresses. Jesus Christ. There's a lot of Bitcoin addresses out there. I just recently learned that Satoshi has over 40,000 addresses alone. Apparently, every block that he was rewarded of 50 Bitcoin, it went to a new address, which is mind-boggling, right? Imagine trying to remember the recovery seed to 40,000 addresses. Yikes. Anyways, this suggests that the high demand side liquidity is required to push the Bitcoin price past the 200-day EMA and later above resistance provided by the 50 and 100-day EMAs at 61.3 and 62.3, respectively, breaking out of the current consolidation. And if that doesn't happen, Mark Cullen said the Bitcoin price could drop below 57.5 and even lower, revisiting 54.5 level. So there you go, yo. Let's discuss the latest with what's happening in El Salvador. Latest headlines from Max Keiser as well as from Stacey Herbert. Big news happening out of El Salvador. This particular headline reads, Max Keiser reveals epic Bitcoin prediction for the old new El Salvador president. And I'll share with you Max's tweet on this regarding his prediction for Bukele's second term. But first, I want to point out some other breaking news. Stacey Herbert actually pointed this out here. El Salvador announces Bitcoin certification program for 80,000 civil servants. I'll read you a little bit from here, and then we'll dive into the predictions from Max, and then we'll dive into the other 74 Bitcoin price predictions from influencers with the most comprehensive list of predictions we have ever shared. El Salvador, the small Central American country known for being the first to recognize the BTC as legal tender, has embarked on an ambitious initiative to train and certify civil servants in Bitcoin. This bold move underscores the government's commitment to integrating the BTC into the fabric of the nation's economy and governance. As outlined here by the Bitcoin office, El Salvador will soon be providing Bitcoin instruction and certification to 80,000 public servants. So shout out to them for that. So the National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador, operating under the presidential office, has launched a comprehensive Bitcoin certification program aimed at enhancing the skills of 80,000 public sector employees. The program, known as Certification in Public Administration 1, is a 160-hour virtual course divided into multiple models with the goal of equipping civil servants with a deep understanding of the BTC, its legal framework, and a strategic management as legal tender. The initiative represents a significant step forward in President Bukele's vision to make Bitcoin a central component of the country's financial system. Stacey Herbert had shared the following regarding it. This is truly just the beginning, for we have yet another major announcement to make soon on education that will make you go, wow. These education projects are very low time preference commitments to the long-term success of El Salvador and its Bitcoin tech policy. So big news coming right there. But let's dive a little deeper into the one and only Max Keiser. He wrote here, my prediction for Bukele's second term, the country's wealth will be controlled by the Salvadoran people running their own Bitcoin nodes. That's what's up. The president will pitch them ideas and they will crowdfund what they like. The social contract will have to be reinvented by Bukele. El Salvador will run on a circular Bitcoin standard. The country will have no debt. El Salvador will run 10% of the global Bitcoin hash rate using the geothermal volcano energy. My vision for volcano energy. No central bankers will have any power. The IMF will be long gone. That's right. F the IMF. And shout out to the high priest, His Holiness Max Keiser. And let's dive a little deeper into the particular article written on this topic. Max, big supporter of the Bitcoin and advisor to the president, has come with an ambitious plan for El Salvador during Bukele's second term. Keiser thinks the country's wealth will be more and more controlled by its citizens through decentralized Bitcoin nodes. In this scenario, the president will propose initiatives that the public can fund through crowdsourcing, effectively reinventing the social contract and operating the nation on a circular Bitcoin-focused economy. Bitcoin grenade. And I heard Keiser has a 8-foot tall Bitcoin grenade being created for him from Crypto Cloaks, who makes these Bitcoin grenades. So shout out to the Crypto Cloaks. Can't wait to see that massive grenade. Now, he also sees El Salvador becoming debt-free and using its geothermal volcanic energy to power Bitcoin mining, aiming to control 10% of the global hash rate. Let me know if you think they'll be successful at that. The country has already made significant progress in this direction using geothermal energy and to pick a volcano to mine 473 biddies, now worth 29 million. And of the 102 megawatt generated by the country's power plants, 1.5 megawatts is dedicated to the Bitcoin mining. And according to data from Arcam Intelligence, El Salvador currently holds 5,718 biddies worth over $400 million. Kaiser thinks this innovative approach will reduce the influence of the central banks and make international financial institutions like the IMF irrelevant in the country's economic policies. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And again, shout out to the High Priest, His Holiness Max Kaiser. Now for the most comprehensive list of Bitcoin price predictions, including Chamath P's 1 million price prediction by 2025, the latest from Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, and so many others. So this is actually pretty lit. So shout out to Bitcoin Halving for putting this list together and for including your boy, JV, in it, because he added my prediction, which is a range of 222,000 to 750,000 as the cycle peak for this cycle. And shout out to Bitcoin Halving. Follow him here on X. It's at Bitcoin Halving. Show him some love and repost it because he put a lot of time into this. All you got to do to repost it is pretty simple. You hit the heart, you hit the repost button, bada boom, bada bing, 1, 2, 3. And let's start right here. Bitcoin breaking news. Van Eck predicts 325,000. Now we all know Van Eck, massive asset manager here in the United States. So very bullish prediction. Then we have this one here, Vic Sharma, founder at Liberty Steel USA, an investor. He's projecting 325,000 for the king. I'm sorry, 350,000, my bad. We have Chamath P, the billionaire. We covered this actually in great detail, just specifically Chamath, 2 podcast episodes ago. So I'd encourage you to watch that pod if you missed it. But he is very bullish as well, ultimately predicting anywhere from 500,000 to 1.14 million per coin as the cycle peak, which he believes will happen in 2025. He is a massive bull. Also, he purchased like 100,000 Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact year. It may have been 2013 or 2014, but Bitcoin was only like $100. And if he never sold any of that Bitcoin, he is a Bitcoin billionaire right now. I know he's a billionaire either way you slice it because he was a billionaire before Bitcoin. Very successful guy, but nonetheless, a massive whale when it comes to Bitcoin, and he's very bullish, as he should be. We also have this person, Maya Parho. She's projecting 500,000. We have Colorado, 650,000. We have the infamous Plan B from the stock to flow model, suggesting Bitcoin 477,000 target with a range between 250 and 1 million. So, you know, he's ultimately predicting we're above $500,000 per coin preceding this halving, which we just recently had leading into 2028. That's pretty bullish. And of course, let's just continue with this list, Joe. So many projections here. Some of these users, I don't even know who they are. Some of them I recognize, like Excellion is Samson Mao from Jan 3, the third one down on the list, shows $1 million. We have Crypto Hayes, that is Arthur Hayes. He's projecting $1 million. Who else do I recognize? Adam Back is Adam 3Us. He's projecting 700,000. These are big influencers I recognize. We have Chamath P, which I just shared. Bitcoin Mindset says 420,000. In fact, there's 3 projections here at the bottom that say 420,000. So happy 420. Let's continue. We have Mike Novogratz projecting 400,000 at the very top. We have Willy Woo, third one, projecting 337,000. We have the Glassnode CTO projecting 328,000. We have Jan Van Eck projecting 325,000. Robert Kiyosaki, 300,000. Jack Mallers between 250,000 and $1 million. Ki Jong Yu is the Crypto Quant CEO, 265,000. Tim Draper, another early Bitcoin OG, Bitcoin billionaire. He says $250,000. Jess Powell, that's the founder of Kraken Exchange. He says 1 Lambo, 241,000. Max Kaiser, he's been calling for 220,000 for a while. Giovanni, 218,000. What other ones we have here in the list? We have, and obviously it's going from top to bottom, so the numbers are going lower as we go. Michael Saylor's on this list in the middle under the Bitcoin wallets. He shows between $150 and $200,000 per coin. Matt Hoogan, CEO of another firm, he says 200,000. Peter Brandt, we covered his more short-term targets earlier in the show, but he's projecting 200,000 as well. Bernstein, 200,000, another asset manager / bank. So very bullish. Be sure to put your feet in the right place and stand firm. Quote Abraham Lincoln. But there you have it, yo. Let me know your thoughts on some of these bullish price projections, and who do you agree with? Or what's your own projection? Where do you believe the Bitcoin price will likely take us for the cycle peak? And by what year do you think we hit the cycle peak? Let me know, family. And he also wrote here, this is the final release and official master list of the top 50 price predictions. Updates include, and obviously he's been updating this list, but this is the most comprehensive list I have found when it comes to, predictions. So it's pretty cool. And looks like there's a good thread here too. So once again, please follow Bitcoin Halving, show him some love, and let us know what you think of the comprehensive list and some of the projections and predictions for the cycle peak. 142,000 by the end of 2024 is my bearish prediction. Thank you, Kra Kra. Whose list is this? Well, the guy's name is Bitcoin Halving on X, and it's virtually all the major influencers are included in that list. There's literally 74 influencers. I know I'm even in the list, but we didn't go through every single one. But I already told you my prediction, so you guys know. 1 million by April, May 2025. The Oracle says 500 to 750,000 cycle peak 2025. 315,000 is my neutral target. Cycle peak November 2025. Grant Noakes, thank you for sharing.